So, this is Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, about to complete a workout routine. He's going to do legs to start with. Doesn't he does. He just looked like a very wealthy yoga teacher.
Yeah,
I tell you what,
yeah. Well, if you look at the way he moves, it's very explosive. You can see it's got a nice rhythm to it, good coordination. It's no perfect control.
Doing it more kind of slow on the eccentric and then power out the concentric, you'd start to see maybe more benefits.
But for him, remember, he's a 39-year-old footballer, striker, top of his game. You can't take it away from the fact that his legs are performing at his age and his level. It's what these exercises make you look toned and developed and jacked. It depends what level we're talking. Are you talking about big and toned? Or are you talking about athletic and toned? Ronaldo's clearly an athletic guy. Look.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Oh my
God. No, that's lost me.
Welcome back to the Perform Well podcast. This is the podcast for you if you're looking for performance and wellness optimization so that you can not only smash your career, but also have a better life, better relationships, and better health. We believe that performance and wellness are yin and yang and work together. So listen in as we dive into topics that are going to help you optimize your life for the better.
Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to talk about Ronaldo, the best footballer in the world, and how he keeps in such good top shape at the age of 39 years old. So we're going to dive into it today. Dan, how we doing, man?
Well, we're going to be breaking it down a little bit. We want to have an insight into Ronaldo's life, his diet, and how he keeps himself in such great shape at the age of 39, because I think it's really key that there'll be some little tips and tricks. Now, we're not saying live your life like Ronaldo, you know, one of the most wealthiest men in the world, one of the highest esteemed sportsmen in the world. We're not saying that, but we're saying there might be some take-home messages that you can kind of navigate into your life that he does that are then going to help you in the new year or even before then to kind of set up some habits. So what we have here is one of the most reliable sources you ever did see, which I'm going to share my screen now so we can have a look at it. And this is a little breakdown of Ronaldo's diet, man of many websites. So Nick, we're going to kind of run through each of these little topic areas that we've got here. Now, we will give a disclaimer. Obviously, this is information we found online. He has obviously a completely different perspective on this, but it gives us a really interesting insight if any of this information is close to being true of a breakdown of an athlete. So bear with us on this. Obviously, we tried to source the best thing we could. And unfortunately, athletes' meal plans don't get put up everywhere. So
obviously, regardless of the website, obviously listening to this, he is Portuguese. So Ronaldo is Portuguese. And for any of you that don't know, Portuguese normally adopts a Mediterranean-style diet, which tends to be one of the healthiest diets in the world when people cross off all of the potential macro benefits, the food benefits, the whole grain foods, etc. that they eat. So we should see a pretty good diet for the most part. Yeah. So we're going to dive into it.
So he, in this little narrative that we've got in here, he talks about his seemingly bottomless appetite. Now, the reason obviously he can eat so much is because he does so much exercise. He is an avid, no stranger to protein, and an avid lover of seafood, in particular, lean meat, steaks, and eggs, to add into that. Now, kind of already thrown in the mixer, he's straight in there with the kind of red meats and eggs as a starting point.
Lean meats.
Kind of all the nice lean meats.
Yeah, lean meats, steak, and eggs. So you've got a good selection, high protein.
Then obviously he is pairing those, as he says, with nutritious fruits, vegetables, along with multivitamins, specially formulated short Herbalife. But you know, that's c'est la vie. Still, I can't believe out of everyone he's endorsed by Herbalife, but that's not the conversation for right now. And this is an interesting point, actually, and I think a lot of you will know about this anyway. So he tends to avoid sugar and alcohol, but has definitely been seen consuming different food like this on his feed. There was a video that went viral when he removed the Coca-Cola product from the World Cup and then put a bottle of water there. So, interestingly enough, he tries to live this kind of like all-round, healthy, amazing human being lifestyle. But Nick, tell me right now, how sustainable is this for most people watching this?
Sustainable? What do you mean?
Like, what is the sustainability? So in terms of kind of him avoiding sugar completely, avoiding alcohol completely, how sustainable would you say this is for kind of like the working person?
I mean, it says here that he tends to avoid sugar, but he's definitely been seen consuming. So, sustainable wise, I think it's sustainable for a lot of people. If your goal is to not, have sugar and chocolate and sweets most days, and then have it once or twice a week, I think that's sustainable because it gives you that tiny taste, that little bit of taste of that sweet treat without completely eliminating it, which is exactly what I think we tend to promote when we say the 80-20 diet. Now, 80-20 diet, 20% of the time you eat bad food, 80% of the time you eat good food. I'm just generalizing it, okay? That's generally what most of these athletes do as well, from what I've seen.
So if we're breaking down his meals now, if we're going on to that, the breakdown of meals that we see here, there is a whole array of foods that he consumes in the morning. He said on a strict diet, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, that's not all in one go, mate. That's just
no, I know it's not. He's not having. I know he's not having whole grain cereal, egg whites, fruit juice, coffee, all in one sitting. But he sticks to healthy food like whole grain or whole wheat normally, as opposed to his kind of white bread. He does include stuff like pastries. I love how it says on here, based on a photo he once posted to Instagram.
That's so bad. You know what this is? This breakfast here, if you took all these ingredients, this is a standard holiday breakfast. You go up there, you'll go get your cereal, you'll get your cold cuts, you'll have a coffee, you'll then put some cheese in the plate. I could probably eat all of that on a holiday buffet. 100%.
What I'll say very quickly is I can see it sneaking from the snack section. So I mean, his breakfast is pretty standard. He's going to get a lot of food in for his brekkie. He doesn't do anything too bizarre. Yeah. But this is where that kind of Portuguese diet comes in for the man. A tuna roll is one of his go-to snacks.
That's criminal.
Now I've personally never had a tuna roll as a snack.
Who? Okay, wait. Oh man, who did this website?
Man of many.
Who did this website? Ronaldo's love of seafood is so boundless that he takes sardines straight from the tin and slaps them on top of bread. How do they know this? How do they know that? How do they know that? This sounds like ChatGPT has crept into his food diary or something and just
and written down the food that he's eating. I mean, to be honest,
if
it is kind of part of his normal diet, then yes, he probably will be consuming some kind of food. And to be honest, let's look at it from kind of a health perspective. Him consuming kind of oily fish is something we recommend to a lot of people because oily fish can contain a lot of good polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats that you're going to be looking to get into your diet, and they're essential ones, and you're avoiding that kind of other stuff at that point in time. Rolling into his lunch.
They've taken a Portuguese diet, like a standard Portuguese diet. They've taken a few things that Ronaldo's posted on Instagram and they've matched the two together. And look, honestly, some of these foods, well, most of them, in fact, are pretty healthy for you. They're pretty good in terms of nutrient density. I would say that he 100% eats similar to this, at least most of the time. Tuna fish with hard-boiled eggs and tomatoes. Here's a dish that Ronaldo once posted to Instagram. It even came with a side of fried calamari. I mean,
that's quite nice. I wouldn't mind fried calamari for lunch.
I mean, if you're going to post it on Instagram, then you're going to love that shit. You ain't going to post it if you don't love it. Do you know what I mean?
100%. You're not just taking a photo for no reason. But again, the fish seems to be kind of a very common theme throughout what this diet is depicting.
Protein and fish. Protein.
Which I think a lot of people don't tend to like in the UK. I think it's very common that we actually don't have a very dense seafood diet. Maybe because of the cost of it, pricing of salmon's quite high. You can obviously buy cheaper fish and cheaper seafood, and it's, a lot more attainable for a lot more people. But again, it's the very kind of general athlete diet. I think a lot of people, when they think an athlete diet, they're really thinking it's very clean cut all the time. But there is going to be stuff that creep in that, allow him to enjoy his life. Now, this is one thing that is very controversial, I think a lot of people would say, which is the protein shake side of things. Because I know it's just said about Herbalife, but regardless of the brand that he works alongside, protein shakes are, a vital component in a lot of athletes. However, they're so demonized online. But Cristiano Ronaldo is consuming countless amounts of protein shakes a day, and he's in the shape he is. So, do you think it's not? Should we be demonizing protein shakes or not so much?
That's what the website says. We don't know. To be fair. But I'm sure 100% he's taken protein shakes in the past. And so, looking like him and performing at his level, especially at his age when most footballers retire, clearly something is working for him. Now, there's a lot, if you look at this list, there's a lot of whole-based foods, which is something that, we talk about as the 80%. most of the time you would eat foods in this menu, and obviously if you're a vegan, you would make some changes there as well. Then 100% you're going to be in a better place in terms of your health, in terms of how you're feeling, in terms of how your body performs. But this doesn't mean that this is the only list of foods that you can have. Like, it's not Slimming World. We're not saying that you need to actually saying that. Dessert just pops up. I like it. So, okay, so you can follow this list. But yeah, we're not saying that you have to follow this list exactly and you can't have some chocolates, etc. in your menu. But generally, follow the trend. There's a lot of protein. There's a lot of whole wheat, whole-based foods, vegetables, and fats. You know, seafood and steak seems to come up quite a few times.
Yeah,
which are both,
very common trend, isn't it?
Which are both high in fats, and fats are good for you, especially the kind of fats that you're going to get in these type of foods.
And you know what? Interestingly, I've just seen at the bottom there of dinner, glass of wine. Mostly avoids alcohol, barring the occasional glass of vino. I mean, to be honest, you see this in actually a lot of sports people that they will still drink. I mean, you look at Jamie Vardy, one of the footballers in the Premier League, and he consumes a can of Red Bull before he plays a game. Cole Palmer, he has like a Chinese takeaway before he has anything. So, I mean, the thing is, people always demonize alcohol, but again, it's the consideration for how much we're consuming and how regular. Like, if you're gaining weight a lot and you're drinking a lot of alcohol is just calorie dense. The calories also don't do anything, so they just kind of sit in your body and muster. So that's the reason it gets so demonized. And I actually listened to something the other day that was saying about it's not alcohol that's causing your problems, it's your association with alcohol that's causing your problems, much like people's associations with food. Like, people always say this food is bad, but that's because they've had a bad relationship with it over time. You can consume alcohol each day. One glass of wine, even a day, wouldn't cause you too detrimental health impacts. I think people just worry so much about, you know, those kind of considerations that we see. I think, however, actually, Nick, do you want to break? Go on.
If you're having one glass of wine a night, I mean, yeah, you could say that's not a problem, but let's face it, after a while, if you've had that 30 days in a row, there's something going on there. You got to stop fucking being so deluded to think that you can get away with a glass of wine every single day for an entire year.
But a lot of the time you won't do that as well,
it's moderation.
Realistically.
Yeah, it's moderation. Sometimes people just need to be spanked and said, look, sometimes, honestly, it annoys me sometimes. It annoys me how, like, everyone's trying to find a way around the problem. It's like, just do the thing. Do the thing. Stop it. You know? But obviously, drink a glass of wine every now and then. Right. Birthday cake, chocolate, cool. I mean, look at it. Look at his physique, man. You know, that pose right there, I mean, I don't want to be mean to Ronaldo. I like Ronaldo. But it looks like a kangaroo. You know,
you know, like the really wham kangaroos you want about?
When they're ready for a fight, yeah. When they like broaden out.
You know? Now, we've done diet. Diet was a pretty quick one. We don't want to deep dive into it. Most people's diets, especially from an athletic level, are pretty similar. You're going to have like whole foods. Obviously, everything's cooked for him. He's got a chef, all that kind of stuff. Now, the workout routine is where it gets interesting because I think people, obviously, he plays a lot of football. He's going to have a lot of technical side of it. But what else does he do outside of this? Again, we're not saying this is completely factually correct. It's just interesting to see a take of what, you know, someone may think his workout routine is. Now, we also do have a nice little YouTube video that we did have a look through to see the kind of stuff he gets up to. But the breakdown is his regime.
Have you got the YouTube video or just
I have the YouTube video right here.
All right, cool. Just turn off the audio on it and we'll be good.
Yeah. So let's have a little breakdown of Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo's, one of his little workout routines that he does. Now, this is one of the highest viewed ones.
I can gamble that most of his training is circuit based and endurance, and he does very little strength on his upper body, but he does a lot of endurance.
See this on my side?
No.
You can't see this right now. Hold on. Let me do this and then do this again. Apologies for interrupting the podcast. We know you're getting fully engrossed into this episode and we really appreciate you stopping on the video on YouTube or on Spotify if you found us through one of the search pages. Make sure to leave a review and a subscription if you haven't already. But we just wanted to interject a point here that me and Nick have 15 years of coaching experience between us and it's only getting better as we've got better guests on the podcast. The only way we can do that though is with the growth of our program that we've just released. We've got a 12-month Perform Well program which has just dropped and we'd love you guys to get involved in it. If you want to know more details, make sure to head to the description, as we've got our website in there, which can give you a full overlay of the program. We're looking to help career-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and anyone dominate their life by improving their lifestyle. Me and Nick like to claim ourselves as experts in this area, and if you want to check out some of our other transformations, I'm sure you do. We've got some amazing people who have performed so well off the back of this program. Have a cracking day, and we really appreciate your time. Let's get back to the podcast. There you go. Right, fantastic. So this is Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo about to complete a workout routine. I'll put it in full screen so everyone can see it. Right, so he's going to do legs to start with. Doesn't he does. He just looked like a very wealthy yoga teacher.
Yeah.
So do this exercise, you do it 20 times, depends how you feel.
His physique, he's not big, but he's toned.
I'll tell you what, not happy with that lunge form.
No?
Not happy at all. Let's pause it for a second. Not happy with that lunge form.
What's wrong with it? It's not too bad.
Not happy with that. He has got, as an athlete, he should have so much more range than that. I'm talking not knee to floor, but we hover. We at least hover. The man has still got, maybe it's his tight spandex.
I don't know,
maybe
man.
it's his really tight outfit.
I think as a footballer, and as an athletic movement, rather than building just sheer range of motion in the legs, he's probably doing something that's more ties closer with his football, where you're not going to be going down further than that on the pitch at any point.
What, in this range here?
Well, if you look at the way he moves, it's very explosive. It's very you have to play it, obviously. There we go. You can see it's got a nice rhythm to it, good coordination. It's no perfect control.
I'd say explosive. I argue more range. I'm a sucker for more range.
We're coming from obviously a slightly different, avenue, but
yeah. Right. We continue anyway.
Okay.
So he said, my advice: do it 20 times, and you do 5 laps. So that's 5 laps. So what was that there?
Yeah,
so that's 5 laps of high rep. No weight. He just said body weight there. Yeah. He said you can add dumbbells in if you want. So yeah, no weight, literally just body weight exercises, 20 reps, a lot of volume. And I agree with you. There is an explosive element to it, which is good. But could you then argue that if we added some more load to that and started looking at doing it more kind of slow on the eccentric and then power out the concentric, you'd start to see maybe more benefits? I'm not his trainer. I'm not Ronaldo's trainer.
Depends on the goal, doesn't it? First of all, the form was good. It was okay. It was fine. It wasn't he could have gone deeper. Yeah, for sure. But if we're looking at bodybuilding and building leg strength and density and building the full range of motion of it, then obviously going deep is better. But for him, remember, he's a 39-year-old footballer, striker, top of his game. And it probably works really well for him. You can't take it away from the fact that his legs are performing at his age and his level.
Definitely not. Definitely not. So he's got lateral lunges. Now, hold on. No, he's got a little jump in there too.
It's all quite explosive, isn't it?
It is all quite explosive. So, again, actually something we can come into here is specificity of training, and you have mentioned it quite a bit.
Yeah.
It is very specific to football because it is a very explosive sport. You are moving a lot, but you're not, it's not like doing a marathon. You are doing short sprints up and down the pitch occasionally, and you're just going to keep moving and keep your head on a swivel.
But the question is, will these exercises make you look toned and developed and jacked? It depends what level we're talking. Are you talking about big and toned, or are you talking about athletic and toned? Ronaldo's clearly an athletic guy by the looks of him. He's not a bodybuilding shape. He's not a powerlifting shape. He's athletic football.
Mm-hmm. And this is the differences between body types as well.
Yeah. So bodyweight training is great for what you want to see here in terms of having that Ronaldo shape.
Right. We continue anyway.
Yeah.
Push-ups, 10 or 20 again. The high volume is.
See, once again, actually, same thing as before. Range of motion. Slacking a little bit.
But it's that upper. Yeah, I was going to say. So, what would you look? You're a calisthenics guy.
Yeah.
What would you say about those push-ups?
I mean, from what I'm catching with Ronaldo's training, he is explosive. Everything is explosive, and he's taken some of the range of motion out and trading it with the explosivity of the movement. I mean, they're not the highest up, obviously, but they're actually not bad either. If you look at his shoulder form, he's using his chest properly. His shoulder blades are sat into the sockets where they should be. Core could be a little bit tighter. But apart from
You're saying Ronaldo's core could be tighter.
I know. Hey, me and you both know that six-pack doesn't mean you got strong abs.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's an aesthetic thing. I always even give a little regression. There you go. If you can't do a push-up, get on your knees. It's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
What
always.
would you say? Okay, let's have a little bit of help to the people out there. What's a regression from your coaching experience that you would give instead of doing a kneeling push-up to try and progress people's push-ups?
What, to go into a kneeling push-up?
Instead of doing a kneeling push-up. So if someone's looking to get
Yeah.
a push-up or be able to do 10 to 20, what would you give them instead of a kneeling push-up?
So doing negatives where you do the full push-up, but you go down slow, and then if you have to drop at the bottom, you drop, and then catch yourself, and then go back up again, is always a good way of doing it. It's the same with pull-ups. A lot of people will do pull-ups, struggle with it, and they will try and then use a band or go onto a machine to make it easier. But if they just stayed on the bar and did negative pull-ups, they would be 10 times closer to getting that goal of doing a pull-up, because the amount of tension that negatives push your muscle under and the amount of strength that it builds is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think people, when I say people, I mean anyone that's struggling with a push-up, needs to just be a little bit more authoritative with their training and just go, fuck it, and put themselves on the heavy rep that they're trying to do and go into a negative portion of it. Anyway, that's what I would say. I mean, so many different exercises out there.
Yeah, I like it. So we're on third exercise now with Mr. Ronaldo. He's got his piece of paper, abs, which is his favourite. Do it 2 times.
That's interesting.
25 reps.
He had to look at paper to know what was next.
Yeah, I know.
I'm interested there. Right, okay, I bet these are explosive. I reckon they're short and like that. Just quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, it's heel taps.
Yeah, but look, same thing. It's got that speed to it, innit? He's a fast twitch fiber being.
There we go.
I knew it. Knew it. I knew it. He's got that chicken reaction.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. What I like?
That.
Not this. No, that I can kind of. Oh my.
No, that's lost me. That's lost me.
It's horrendous.
Oh, he's trolling, surely.
This has to be someone playing a game.
He's trolling.
Or yeah, there is no way. I've got to play. For any audio listeners out there, Ronaldo is basically, he looks like a dying cockroach. Or a cockroach that's having a seizure. Like, there is no other way of explaining. If you haven't looked at it on YouTube, get over on YouTube and just type in Cristiano Ronaldo shows his workout routine. It's...
Oh. You could put that music.
I'll keep going. I've got to get past that. That is absolutely brilliant.
So far, every single exercise he's done has had a certain amount of explosiveness to it.
Yeah.
Even his abs.
Yeah. So from an actual training standpoint, it is specific. I mean, I'd argue he could probably be doing something different to that.
This is a circuit. I want to see like a strength workout.
Yeah. So this is like the 7 best workout. Oh, donkey kicks.
See, even that, once again, no tension. That's actually pretty bad.
That's just
in terms of hip.
this is the thing. Like when we talk about high performing athletes,
Yeah.
yes, they are great in what they do, and their technical ability is second to none. I could never play football, run like him, anything like that. But when it's come down to like a standard workout routine, all I've seen, like that form for donkey kicks is horrendous. There's no tension. He's flexing through his spine. It's not going to be working his glutes because as soon as he flexes his spine, it takes the tension away from the glutes.
The only benefits of what he's doing, right, is at the end of the day, whatever sport you're doing, the sport is the most important thing. And by doing your sport for a long time like he has, he would have found certain exercises make his performance worse. He might find doing deep barbell squats only makes his legs stiffer and tighter. It doesn't make him as explosive on the pitch. So then he doesn't do those, and he does more explosive half-range stuff. And that's fine. Like, it is sport-specific. We come from sort of a bodybuilder angle because of our PT background, and so we're always taught in order to build a muscle to its maximum potential, you need full range of motion, this much tension, this certain speed. But sport specific training is different. If you want to Ronaldo, you can do what he does, look like him, you can go to the gym and lift weights and look similar to what he looks like as well. You do not.
I think there is a different angle on it as well.
Yeah.
As you're saying though. So
There's many ways to train.
And then he does a plank. No? Yes? He's doing
Is
a
this
plank.
the elbow twist plank thing? Oh,
Yeah. No, it's shoulder taps, but it's elbow shoulder taps rather than a high plank shoulder taps. I mean,
can't lie though. He's got some cake. Do you know what I mean?
he does have some cake. Fair play to him. So,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is very core orientated, isn't it? Like, a lot of the work he does is very core orientated. And, like, I'd argue that this isn't just obviously what he does for a workout routine. There is no way. Maybe it's like a daily thing he does. Because I think this for like a daily, you know, set your day kind of vibe, I don't think it's that bad. Form's questionable. But he said this one's very important, is the next one. He said he's a little tired. The top performing footballer in the world is a little tired from doing a circuit.
A small circuit.
And now he's saying something. Now this is I've got to say my 10 pence worth on the lower back. I need to see what he's doing for the lower back. Ooh,
Oh, no.
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
no, 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 no. I mean, he's going to hit his lower back. However, all he's doing is his discs are essentially just going like this constantly. They're like, if you're going to use your lower back, we need to look at flexion.
I can't see what that's doing for him
No,
in any sport specific sense either.
no. No. Anyway, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. He says it 3 laps, does it for 5, but recommends 3 for beginners.
Now, guys,
So, I mean,
I was going to say, guys, obviously that is not all he does. Like, let's not be deluded here. That is not the only training he does. All right,
no.
and I don't mean the football either. I mean like he does strength training as well. He's got muscle tone in his legs and his arms where you don't build it through that.
No.
That is a circuit. You might do that once or twice a week. All right. Just to put it out there. Okay. Anyway, I think, diet-wise, pretty good. Training-wise, pretty good. He looks in good shape. He's doing really well. If you want to look like Ronaldo, then go start playing football for 25 years. Do these chicken circuits. Eat seafood.
Basically, hold on. You've just got to eat sardines straight out of the packet, slap it on a piece of bread, and you've got to do that circuit routine, and you'll look like Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah, post it on Instagram, because Instagram is a place where you're going to get most validity for it. And I've actually got another little workout up on here. I won't share it, but even in this one, it's saying doing stuff like reverse lunges, sideline clams, like clams that show actual exercises that will benefit. Drop squats, reverse lunges, rear foot elevated split squats. So he does do like power work. All of this again is saying it's all very circuit based, as you say, it is circuit based, and his workout routine is circuit, quad and cardio, power cleans. Apparently he does.
Makes sense.
And then does an ab circuit.
Yeah,
and he does all his cardio work.
Remember, he's 39 years old.
He's 39.
And he moves like that. That's
You cannot question the man in terms of his physique, in terms of his ability. None of that whatsoever. I just question his form. That's all I say. But we appreciate everyone who watched this one today. It's a little bit of an interesting, different take on doing a podcast today, and we thought it'd be a nice little insight for you guys. Plus, for us, a bit of comedy. But we hope you've had a fantastic time. Make sure to drop a subscribe if you haven't already. We've just hit the mighty 100, and we're so thankful. So the next target that we want to hit is 500 subs. That's the next big target that we want to hit, and we have high hopes for the new year. We've got a lot planned, a lot of new topic areas, a lot of new guests that we want to line up for the new year. Very exciting stuff. And make sure, obviously, to drop us a follow and a review on Spotify if you're listening on Spotify, because we appreciate it.
Nice. Awesome.
Cool. All right. We'll
Watch
catch
out
you
for the
guys
next
later.
one.